Hello everyone, welcome to the Q&A of the fourth screening of short films Etiudas from the festival Etiuda&Anima. Today we have with us three people, three authors of films, and we have with us online of course, but still, Martin Kuba from Czech Republic, the author of the film Night on Fire. Then we have Don Senoc from Philippines with In Between Spaces, and Roy Seerden from Holland with his film A Midnight Place Dance Tune. So let's begin with the first film, which is Night on Fire by Martin Kuba. My first question to you. You focus on things such as growing up, discovering masculinity, exploring inner desires, and the boys, the scouts that you show in your movie, are looking for shelter during a storm, and they come to the point that when they are suddenly, unexpectedly faced with the world of adulthood. And why did you choose that particular way of showing that topic, that metaphor, and what is the most important message you want to convey?
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess what I liked is that there's quite a strong contrast between both of the worlds, which somehow crash together. Okay, like not only not only like there's the boys and eroticism, but also like the scout. It's full of rules, and like apparently the film is about crossing these rules or borders or like that. So. Probably what I like was that strong contrast which makes for dramatic situation or even a comedy. And as well, like uh, when we were like screening this for real Boy Scouts, many of them get back to us that that was something we dreamed about on all our trips, like something like that will happen. So I guess that's maybe something from the Scouts collective unconscious thing, or I don't know. So yeah.
And I also paid attention to the location in which you shot the film. You mentioned the
Okay.
contrast, and
Okay.
it is contrast. This beautiful mansion that you shot the film in is a contrast being compared with the woods. Can you tell something more about it? What is the building? Where you did the film? How did you find that place?
Okay. Uh, well, the contrast is probably supported by the fact that it's like a school project of my DOP, and it was, or the exercise was the color etiud. Okay, so he had to work with colors, and the color of green of forest or of the nature give us a great base for the contrast with the the girls' place. Okay, with all the colors, red, pink, and like that. So. This also supported the strong contrast in the film, but actually the place in the film is combination of quite a lot of different places. Some of it like disused castles or like that. Some of it like luxury properties for rich people. So it's combined quite a lot of places to put the image together, because it was like we were unable to find it all in a one place. So it's like only edited together. Okay, maybe 5 different places.
And my next question is about the cast of your movie, about the actors.
Okay.
Maybe at first the boys. How did you find them? Who are they? Can you tell us something about it?
Uh, well, of course, they are like they have no previous. Most of them have no previous acting experience. I found them during the cast of my previous film, for which I have chosen different actors. But this one I liked in some way, so I was like keeping them on my mind should any chance happen. So I like that they are very like again, they are very contrastful, and everybody from them is quite a different character. So yeah, I like them, and the cooperation with them was really wonderful. So yeah, I would. Yeah, it was like that. And as for the rest of the cast, they are like quite differently. They are quite famous Czech actors who simply like the idea or like laughed at the idea of boys in the like whorehouse. So they are professionals, of course, and wonderful actors too.
I wanted to ask about the woman, the
Mm-hmm.
actress.
Okay.
Is she a recognizable actress in your country? And was it hard to kind of make her take that role, to convince her to take it?
Okay. Well, if you mean yeah, if you mean the main actress who the Boy Scout fall in love with, it's Eva Josefíková, who is quite well famous in Czech Republic. Although she's most often she have a role of princesses, okay, in some fairy tales or like so it's a very different role for her. But she was all right with it because I guess we the Czechs have a quite strange sense of humor which this film falls into. So she basically takes it very like lightly, and as a maybe like situation where she can laugh at herself or don't take herself so seriously. So there was not really problem. The actress liked the idea, so that's how we can cast them. But it's not very obvious or a usual role for her, definitely.
And what are your plans for the next film? Can you reveal something? Will it be something similar or something different? A comedy, a tragedy?
Okay. Well, I like to like every movie be very different from the last one. So definitely the two movies I'm like in pre-production right now are very different. The first is like my master thesis at my film school, which is like a short film, more kind of a social drama blended with genre about like workers from the East in Czech Republic. Which I'm trying to shoot for almost a year already, but because of the restrictions of the coronavirus and like that, we have to postpone it still. So hopefully we are ready to shoot this month finally. And the second one is a debut feature film for which we are like at the end of process of financing. It's quite a long-term project as well. So we really pray and hope it will work this year and we can shoot it next year. It's also a very different thing. It's a genre film, sort of a gangster film or like that.
And as you mentioned, you're working in the film school, your education. Why did you choose that school, and how do you like it?
Okay. Well, it's FAMU Film School. It was very easy choice for me because many filmmakers who I like really appreciate and love are like made the school too. Like from Czech, I can mention Miloš Forman or Vera Kikilová. From your country, I can mention Agnieszka Holland, or from Serbia, Emir Kusturica. Okay, so it's really like it has a really strong tradition which is somehow still present there. So it was really like love at first sight with the school, and yeah, I like it very much. But right now, I would really love to finish it with the master film and move along with my life. Basically, I think I've been studied long enough already.
Yeah, I understand. And you will be doing projects on your own, right? Something different.
Well, of course, with not on myself, but with the producer of mine. But I really spent a wonderful years on school, and I think that there's some point in your life where you have to like really get independent in what you like create. So I think that's the moment for me. But I love the years on school very much.
Thank you so much
Thank you too.
for answering the questions. The next person will be Don Senek with his film In Between Spaces. So In Between Spaces, how did you come up with that idea of filming the bond between two brothers? What was your inspiration? Was it inspired by real people?
Your country. Actually, the film is based from my personal experience. I have a brother, a younger brother, who's 2 years younger than me. So when we were young, I was like around 7 years old. Yeah, my aunt from the United States offered to adopt my younger brother and promised to give him a better life, a wonderful life than what he has here in the Philippines. And so I was trying to recall the feeling of separation and anxiety that during the time when my parents were still deciding whether they'd let my brother go to the United States. That's where I was trying to get the inspiration, the feeling of sadness and anxiety of losing my brother someday. But luckily, my parents decided not to allow him to go to the United States. It's because me also convinced them to, not to allow my brother to go there. But in the film, I try to put the story to the farmers, because here in the Philippines, um, they're the sector who gets the least support from the government, and sometimes our farmers here in the Philippines are having hard time feeding their families, which is very ironic because they're farmers. They're the ones who provide food to our tables, and it's ironic that here in the poverty, they're suffering in poverty. So that's what I was trying to tell in my film, to raise awareness on the plight of our farmers here in the Philippines.
So this is a very personal story for you. How long have you had this idea in mind? I mean, when did you first thought that you want to make a film about that you want to kind of make a parallel between this story and your personal story? When did it start?
Yeah. Actually, it started when I was still studying in film school. I always tell myself I really want to make a film about my personal life, but at the same time, being able to tell a story that is relevant to all the sectors in the Philippines. So, um, when I was, when we were required to write our thesis film or to do our thesis film, that's the first idea that came to my mind. Maybe I was trying to write the film for a year because I realized that writing a film that's personal to you, it's quite difficult to put into screen because it's really sensitive. It's a sensitive topic, but I got the strength to finally do it, and I was lucky that a lot of film festivals were recognized the film. So maybe a year. I was writing the script for a year, and then I shot the film for 2 weeks.
I have a question about the location of your movie, about the place you shot it. Was it a special place for you, also connected with your personal experiences? Where did you shoot it and why that place?
Yes, actually, the place is called Mindanao, Bukidnon to be specific. I am a Mindanaoan. I came from the Mindanao, and so that's why I decided to shoot my film in Mindanao because that's my hometown. Even the language, the dialect I use in the film is my dialect. So that's it makes the film more personal. And at the same time, when I'm in the location, I get that's where I get my inspiration to. And um, that's in Mindanao. That's I also want to showcase the location um, because we have a lot of locations and where we can shoot. So most filmmakers shoot here in Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines. And most people think that Mindanao is a very dangerous place to shoot. So I brought all my crew there and trying to change the idea of Mindanao being a dangerous place. And so I did. They enjoyed the place. They enjoyed shooting in Mindanao, and they said definitely they'll go back in this island.
And what about the cast, the actors who played the brothers? In your film, they have this incredible bond. It is felt through the screening. So, how did you find them?
Actually, the older brother is my real life brother. So that's my brother Senoc. Uh, and the younger brother is Mako. Actually, I was really trying, I was having hard time finding the younger brother because I want to see the resemblance in their physical appearances. So maybe it took me like 3 months looking for the younger brother. And then finally, someone messaged me on Facebook and then sent me a picture of Mako. And then there, I said, "This is the kid. This is the child I want to be partnered with, my brother." And during the time while I was writing the script, I always tell my brother to visit the younger brother, the child, the kid, and do bonding every weekend. Sometimes they'll go out to the mall, eat outside, and then my brother would just play with him outside. So it makes the bond more authentic, more real when it comes to the screen. Because I also thought that maybe if they're going to on maybe if they're going to like bond on set, it's going to be difficult. The connection won't be that real. So I told them while I'm writing the script, you bond together, spend most of the time together. So if you can see, they're like really brothers in the film because they spent like 1 year together, just playing, eating outside. And when it comes to the actual film shooting, it's real, it's authentic. They're really close.
Yeah, it definitely was real and it was authentic, it was intense. And that's why it was so emotional and so touching, so moving. Um, what is your main message to the people, to your audience? What do you want to convey through your movie?
Well, I always tell everyone, even if it's a personal story, I always tell that it's my inspiration is from my life story. My inspiration is from my experience with my brother. But in the end of the day, or the real message of the film is that I really want to, to forward the rights of our farmers here in the Philippines. As you can see, no one or not a single mother wants to give her child away. And in the film, the mother was forced, even Mako, the older brother, was forced to give the younger brother, to send the younger brother away to give him a better life. And that's a very difficult decision to make. But these situations, these scenarios are happening here in the Philippines, and it's just really sad. Um, so the real, what I would really want um, to tell everyone who watched the film is that we should, fight for the rights of our farmers. Every farmer has the right to, should have the right to live a happy life, should have the right to access to healthcare, to access to education, and it's a sector where our government should really focus on. So every after Q&A, every after question and answer of every film festival, that's what I really want to forward, the right of our farmers here in the Philippines.
And what are your plans for the future? What are you planning to do next? A movie on a personal topic too, or maybe something completely different?
Right now, I'm currently writing my second film. Hopefully, it's a feature film. It's a full length film. It's going to be. I hope. Hopefully, I aim to shoot it in Mindanao again. I want to showcase another location in Mindanao where not everyone knows about it. So it's an LGBT film. Hopefully, this time um, I could give voice or awareness of the rights of our LGBT brothers and sisters here in the Philippines. So that's the next project. Hopefully, I can make it happen, like maybe next year, because the pandemic in the Philippines is still really um, a problem, and not everyone can shoot their films because of the COVID-19 virus. So hopefully, when this everything is back to normal, I can pitch my films to a lot of studios and shoot my film in Mindanao again with using my own dialect. And yes, hopefully, it's all.
Fingers crossed for it to happen. Thank you very
Yes.
much for answering my questions. And let's move to another person. Let's move to Roy Seerden, who also has a movie which is a personal image, which also is a very moving and touching film. And it is At Midnight Place Against Tune. So, Roy, your movie claims to be, as I have read, a mix of energy, grief, and detachment. You boldly play with colors, with various techniques of film editing, with documentary elements, mixed with animation, with the unique camera angles. And it is undoubtedly, as I said, a very personal thing. Um, could you elaborate a little bit on the form of your film and of the personal meaning of it a bit more? And tell us what inspired you and why you decided to do the film that way? What does it untangle for you and for the audience?
Yeah. Well, in film, you have something like the rule of a style. So basically, in the first 5 minutes of a movie, you introduce people to a style, which makes people comfortable with the style. And because the film is about grief and detachment, I wanted to explore the feeling of not having any comfort to the audience. Because yeah, when my mother got sick and she died, I was like totally lost all like boundaries and stuff. So I wanted to do that same thing with the movie. So it was actually the concept to not make people comfortable with the form and to to switch from form as much as possible for for this kind of mesmerizing experience.
And how did you come up with the idea of Antoine being a parallel of your story? Is Antoine a real person?
Yes, yeah, he's definitely a real person. So I was actually when it first happened, like the sickness of my mother, I was actually um, looking for some sort of a recognition or some sort of like there must be someone who understands what's happening right now because I don't understand what is happening, like emotionally. And then he came up in my mind. There was like, okay, well, I had this crazy neighbor when I was like a kid that listened to music in the middle of the night. He looked like his eyes looked like there was something going on there, and I never understood. And thinking about Antoine like for the first time in this crazy period, I thought I recognized myself in him. So that was actually for me the reason to look him up and to find him. And he's definitely real.
And it's talking about things that are real and are not. Well, the neighbors and the people who participated in your movie, were they the real neighbors? Were they actors? Where is that boundary between fiction and reality in your movie?
Well, actually, this part of the neighbors and this part of Antoine is the most documentary part for the whole movie. Also, like we have this small fragments of material that I shot with my own camera during the process of grief. Of course, that's documentary as well, but these neighbors are the real neighbors that still live in this same street where I grew up. So we went there just to in first to do research, but we thought we have to go there with a good camera to do these conversations. And like one of the neighbors that also lived there is not in the movie, but she helped us with all the information of who's still living there and about like the different angles and the different stories of the neighbors. Um, so then we went there just with the camera and we ding dong, hello, I'm making this movie. Do you remember me? I lived here like 20 years ago. And they were all actually very open because they knew my mom pretty well. So it was also a good way for them to participate. Like, oh yeah, your mother, we all remember your mother and she was also a very nice, caring person. So yeah, let's do this conversation. And they weren't aware that I was going to ask not about my mother, but about this old neighbor Antoine. Yeah.
So it wasn't hard to convince them. They were all open and happy to perform in your movie.
Well, yeah, it's funny when they all said, like most of them all said first no, but then they saw me with this camera and they were like, oh, okay, come here, we'll do this conversation. Except for like Sonia, the woman who's on the couch, she was like I asked her in advance because she was a good friend of my mother as well. But the rest of the people, especially like the woman in front of her door and the woman at the square itself with the ring cap, I'll ask them to participate at the same at the moment itself. Yeah.
Did you receive a feedback from them? What do they think about the movie? Do they like it?
Yeah, I sent them the link, and it was also on the Dutch broadcasting, so they were able to see it. I invited some people also for the premiere. Not all of them could make it, But no, I think they were actually really, really supportive. And for them, of course, like for me itself, it's crazy to watch yourself, even for me. Uh, but for yeah, of course, for them it was as well. And they actually agreed to what they said in the movie, and yeah, for them it was okay. And for Antoine itself, he really liked the movie. He really liked the rhythm because he was like a really music lover person. I really like the music and the vibe of the movie. He only said, like, "Oh, okay, I could have looked better, but that's not a problem."
Did Antoine ask you why did you decide to do this, to include him in the movie?
I think he did. Um, yeah, but no, maybe he didn't. He was just really open for it. Actually, he was like, "Oh yeah, let's go and do this movie." Like you hear it in the also in the audio when we first hear him. And that's the moment that I really met him. Like I went back to my hometown to look around and where is he and to look for him. And then suddenly I saw him because I heard that he was still in this hometown, wandering around town. And yeah, so what we hear in the movie, like when we meet him, it's it's authentic. But then we see an image of him wandering through the rain. That's half a year later. So we stitched that together.
I see. This is amazing. And I want to ask you about the production of the film. How long did it last? Because we have that wide variety of elements, of techniques. How long did it take to make the movie? And maybe what was your biggest challenge?
Well, it is a school project. It's our examination movie. And we have like this strict schedule. So actually, the whole movie was a big challenge because the project was actually too big for the schedule, and the project was actually also too big for like the time that we got. So we spent like every day from morning to evening to fix it, and then suddenly like the schedule said, "Oh, you have to make the movie right now," and we were like, "Oh, we're not ready to make the movie right now. We're still busy with the like pre-producing." Um, so yeah, it was a big challenge, and also like as you can see, we have two camera people. It's because yeah, uh, we were running late, and our camera woman Ava, she had to make her next movie as well. So then we had no camera person, so everything was a big struggle and challenge actually. But no, it was really. It was also a very learnful experience, and people were so committed. So really big thanks to all the crew there.
And what are your plans for the future? What are you working on right now? Can you reveal us something about your future films, future works? Will it be similar in form or something completely different?
Yeah. I'm actually making another documentary right now, and I'm writing a fiction. I have never wrote a fiction in my life, but another like fictional director asked me to write a screenplay, and I'm trying. It's actually also what you can see uh, he really liked the tone of voice in my documentary that you just saw. So he wants to see if we can write that into fiction, like something similar, and also the mesmerizing part. And the documentary is actually yeah, that's also a personal story. After this documentary, I swore to myself I will never, ever, ever put myself in front of the camera ever anymore. Well, bad luck. So something happened in my life again, and as a filmmaker, I can't like how do you say? Well, it's a movie. it's it's a movie, so I have to do it. I'm not looking forward to this period, but I have to do it.
So we are fingers crossed for it to happen, of course.
Yes.
We wish you everything good. Thank you for answering
too.
my questions. It was very nice to see you all and to talk to you. Thank you all for watching the Q&A, and see you soon in the next one. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye
See
bye.
you.
Good luck at the festival. Enjoy.
Okay. Good luck to you as well.
Nada di